And, it reminds me, like, thinking back to this summer, like, I was a young guy in the USA locker room and just, trying to take bits and pieces from everybody that was there. And, Kay is a great guy to follow.
What makes you adaptable, whether it's USA or early on this season, ties his presence, you're having a game like tonight,
Survival, trying to get to it. Kentucky, I never started. I've always been in, different situations and just tried to figure it out.
The substitution pattern, Devin, where you might come out in the first quarter, might go in for a little bit, you come back right out. But Coach was saying, Kevin was saying that who knows starts from day one. That's what it could be. Has that helped you in terms of understanding, okay, this is how it is, even though I'm used to playing longer stretches?
Yeah, it's something I got to get used to. And I think it's changed kind of game to game. Where most of my career I kind of knew right when I was going out, when I was going in. So, we're all learning each other. I think Coach told us, before the first game, we'll wait 10 games and adjust to it and see how we feel about our minutes and go from there.
Second career start for Ryan Dunn. Just what have you seen from him and what stood out to you so far with his maturity?
He does a little bit of everything out there. He's taking on the challenge, usually guarding the best player on the opposing team. Knocking down open shots, making teams pay for leaving them open. He's communicating at a high level, so he's playing like a 5 to 10 year vet, instead of it being his first year in.
Well, I was going to say, why do you think this team is finding itself in all these huge deficits?
That's what we have to figure out. They've both been in the first half. So we'll go back to the drawing board and watch film. And, a lot of it was turnovers, live ball turnovers, where they get, a layup or a wide open shot on the other end. Just being careless.
Today was today was Dylan Harper, one of the top prospects in the draft. Last week it was AJ DeBonsa. They both mentioned you. They were like, I need to get in my book bag and, make sure I get to my spots and take less dribbles.
That's hard.
How can you speak to that with the youth in terms of getting to your spots, not taking a million dribbles in your work and what you're doing in the game?
You just have to understand, you might not always be in that situation where, you have the ball in your hands the whole game and, you're able to dribble the air out of it. So kind of what I said earlier, kind of about like USA this summer, just finding ways to be efficient. And the less dribbles, the better, especially when you have, free throws, shout out JL. Just being efficient with how you play and, you don't want to be a ball stopper.
Well, Kevin was, in regards to the chemistry that Kevin was saying, from his perspective, it's kind of gotten to the point where he feels like he knows what you're going to do, and vice versa. How do you look at that over there?
How do I look at it?
Yeah, what's your perspective?
It's a blessing, man. It's one of the best to ever do it. And I always had a high admiration for him before we became teammates. And, now the relationship just continued to grow, continue to get better. He's somebody that I lean on for, more than just basketball.
There was a moment you had on the floor, too. You and Kev were talking for like a whole minute about spots, curling off the pin downs, everything. Like, how is it having a person like that where you can speak to on the floor and have that dialogue with?
Super important. I think all successful teams have that. I always say amongst the whole team, it's an open dialogue throughout the whole game. The problem is trying to win a game, and we got to find a solution. So communicating and talking to each other is the best way to get through it.
What do you say to James Harden so far? His game's kind of aged over the years.
Huh?
What do you say to James Harden to start this year, kind of taking on a bigger role, and how his game has kind of aged over the years?
We've seen him in this role before. He's a super talent. He's one of a kind, somebody that we have never seen in this league before, and he makes it tough on all defenders because he has multiple options. He's a big body. He plays physical, and he can get his teammates involved at the same time.